thought they were a blended family. This is a blended family for you. Nearly 40, nice, Juju, nice. Nearly 40 years after it went off the air, what is the cast, the real cast of the Brady Bunch up to now? Well, we've got a bunch of the Bradys.
For the sequel.
Isn't she? Those are the real stars right there. Members of the Brady Bunch. They're going to take us behind the scenes of those very Brady days. And that was the banister.
It's perfect. You know, it's a big favorite in our family. You know, we were hunkered down for Hurricane Earl on Friday watching Brady Bunch reruns. And that leads me to a point of personal privilege.
Okay.
Big day in our house today. Elliot, happy birthday.
Oh.
8 today, which is a very big birthday for little girls, as you know.
Because you really get it at age 8.
She's been into it for the last 8 months.
Happy birthday, sweetie.
And also this morning, Elliot, we're off you now. Morning Mix. We've got a lot going on. Ariana Huffington is here. Tucker Carlson is here. They're going to weigh in on the whole controversy over the Quran burning down in Florida the rest of the week's volatile headlines coming up in just a little bit. But first, we're going to have more of my exclusive interview with President Obama. 60 days to the elections right now, less than 60 days, and Democrats are pulling out all the stops. And for President Obama, that means indulging a little campaign trail deja vu and calling on his secret weapon.
Played Peter Mike Lookingland, played Bobby, and Susan Olsen played adorable Cindy. And Lord Schwartz was the producer and director of the show. Welcome to you all. It's great to see you again. Do you all get together ever so often?
Well, like this all the time.
On a couch just like this with the banister.
When we do it's generally something like this, but it happens a lot.
I don't know anybody longer than I know these people in my life,
Really?
other than a family. So they're my second family, really.
Yeah, definitely.
And for you, Lloyd?
Oh, yeah. I mean, these are my kids. I started in the show, I was 22, 23, and Sherwood, who's my dad, said, here are these kids, take care of them.
You're not old enough for us to be your kids. He was like... He was like our crazy older brother.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
And you find that out when you read the book. But let's catch up a little bit first with what you're doing now. We've seen you the most, Chris.
So nothing needs to be said.
Do tell, do tell.
You know, I'm married to Adrian Curry, and we're still
Married.
and fending off more seasons of our reality show, and trying to find work separately, and finding success in there.
You said that very well. You look like you had prepared. She probably is. And Mike, you're more a behind-the-scenes kind of guy.
I stayed in the film business for a couple of decades after the Brady Bunch, some acting. You know, acting on the Brady Bunch seemed easy to me because I was a kid playing a kid. And I didn't realize till I was in my teens and 20s that acting is easy, but good acting is not easy. You know, that's why, you know, actors get the respect they deserve. But I stayed in the film business for a long time as a cameraman and a camera assistant, made lots of commercials and movies and TV shows.
And Mike, reading the book, and Lloyd, you said this, and you wrote this very well, you kind of knew this was going to happen for Mike, because even back then, he was running around.
Oh, yeah, he was always climbing. I had to find him up in the catwalks, watching the guys setting the lights.
Looking at the lights.
Yeah, had to bring him down,
Well, let me tell you what I do now.
Okay.
5 years ago, I said, I've had enough. I want to try something else. I started my own business from scratch. I make decorative concrete. It's a very artistic endeavor. It's mainly concrete countertops, kitchen countertops. And
good for you.
He's an artisan.
Me and a couple guys, you know, we'd go to your house. And,
it should have been Chris, though. It should have been Chris, because he made that clay volcano.
Right.
You remember that?
We could do clay volcano replicas out of concrete.
Good.
And Susan, what are you up to? What are you up to?
Well, I got involved in radio and producing, and mostly though I'm a single mother, so my son takes up most of my time. But recently I got a gig on a soap opera, The Young and Restless.
Good for you.
So yeah, we'll be seeing where that goes.
Well, good. I'll be glad to see you back on TV. And Lloyd, I mean, you've done so many different things.
Yeah.
And again, in reading the book, what you're going to be known most for now is?
Probably throwing the ball that hit Marcia in the nose.
You were the guy.
Well, Chris and Mike were throwing the ball around, and then we had these kind of elderly prop men who were supposed to, and they kept missing her. And so I was, so I said, give me the ball.
See, I wanted to do it. See, in the scene, I threw the ball, and I thought I could do a really good job here.
Well, that's because you wanted to get Maureen.
All the time.
Oh, is that true? That's a real
I lived to get under her skin. She was truly like my My sister.
Was she?
Yeah.
She really was Marsha.
Oh, she really was.
Well, you're a middle child too. So
What does that mean?
I mean, well, kind of like, I'm surprised you didn't go Greg.
No. I was, always.
He was afraid of him.
Maureen and I lived.
Oh, good. No, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, I was
Yeah,
afraid
he
of
was
Greg,
definitely
sort of.
afraid of Barry.
Well, I wasn't afraid of Barry. Barry was never a kid. He wasn't part of
No,
us.
he wasn't.
On the kids. He always wanted to be in with Bob and Florence and an adult. And it was sort of laughable from our position, but we let him do it. Nonetheless, he was intimidating in that way. And there was this dynamic between Maureen and Barry that constantly played through the 5 years. And Maureen's mom couldn't drive. We were neighbors, or close. We lived close. So we drove in every day. So outside of spending this afternoon with Maureen every day, we spent this hour driving in and driving home, which allowed us to talk, or Maureen to talk, about Barry.
So you
And she's asking my advice about Barry, and Barry's asking my advice about Maureen, and it's like, what do I know?
Well, wait a second.
I'm 13 years old.
My job was to keep throwing water on both of these people because they were both after each other at that time.
And that wouldn't have played really well on TV.
No, not good.
No.
So you were like introducing Barry to Maureen's friends who would come on the set.
That's right.
In different
That's right.
ways.
And he actually bought into that.
He did?
Yeah, they go for the friends, you know.
Okay, but speaking of
There's
little,
more of them.
Yeah.
little romances in that, I'm looking at you two. Something about the doghouse, Tiger's doghouse. What happened?
We started, we started the whole romance thing.
I was hot for Cindy.
But you guys didn't you get married? You
We
got,
got
Maureen
married.
McCormick again performed the ceremony, and it's.
The
that's
holy
so cute.
macaroni was part of what she said.
And didn't we get
awfully
divorced like 2 weeks later?
We did. Yeah, you
didn't
went
work
for
out.
Eve. Eve was developing, and I wasn't.
How old
So
were
Mike
we?
went for her.
10, 9? No,
9.
we were advanced for our
we were.
for our young
We were
middle
very
ages.
precocious.
Lloyd, this is really like a family.
It's
And
exactly
as you
like
said, never number one. I thought that you were. Couldn't believe it was just 5 seasons. And these people in our audience and online, they want to ask you guys some questions. So can we take a quick
good.
break?
We'd love that. yeah.
Okay.
We know the answers.
Our Brady Blast has just begun. Much more right after this. You can finish the job yourself, Susan. And we're back with the Brady Bunch, and we're putting them in the hot seat with some questions from viewers in the audience about what was really going on behind the scenes. So once again, Chris Knight, who played Peter, Mike Lookingham, who played Bobby, Susan Olsen, Cindy, Lloyd Schwartz, the producer and director of the show, and the co-author of the brand new book, Brady, written by his dad, Sherwood, the show's
Can I just,
creator.
my mother came up with the title.
It was perfect.
Brady.
Yeah,
So.
instead of Marsha, Brady.
She probably said that a lot at home, though.
Lloyd.
What she said. Okay, I know you're stalling because you don't want to get to these questions. But first of all, your mom, your TV mom, Florence Henderson, is on Dancing
She's going to
with the
win.
Stars.
Yes.
She's going to win that.
She will.
Everybody bet on Florence.
And you
vote for her.
You danced a little with her back in the day?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a long story, but it was at Hawaii, and I had these zombie drinks that are a little too, strong. And
So
all I
you-
remember about the evening was I didn't go home with her.
It seems like a lot of that was happening on the show, by the way.
Some was, yeah.
Yeah, but you say she's going to win. But
She's
you're a little
gonna
bit
win.
biased.
Bet on Florence.
But this leads us to a question, and let's see here. It says, asking, do any of you all want to be on Karen? And Karen in Kansas, asked, would any of you sing with the Stars?
I do it because they pay an awful lot of money. I would make a complete fool of myself, though. I would be horrible. I can't even walk in heels, let alone dance. But I would do it.
I learned to dance at 100+ Grateful Dead concerts, so you don't want to see me
Bring it.
dance.
I'm arrhythmic and tone deaf, as you can see from our past musical episodes, so certainly I'd do it. It would be entertaining for America.
See, why am I not surprised? George?
Okay, yeah, we have a question here from Linda.
Hi. Do you think today's child stars have it harder than you did?
Yes, I think the paparazzi is just a horrible thing to have to deal with. And one of the things that was different for us, may not have been so pleasant, but we didn't have it quite so cushy. And we were really working a job, and we weren't being told that we were wonderful when, for every little thing that we did. We actually were told, you need to do that better. And we grew up a lot more normally, I think.
To this day, I cannot stand to be late to something or to do it poorly. And I credit that to not just our parents, but to Lloyd and Sherwood, who
Yes.
said,
Wow.
you come to work on time prepared, and you do your job, and you don't get paid all that much, but
That's the important part.
Spoken to.
but it's going to be great, and it turned out great.
No, there is a thing though. We kept tried to keep them children.
Yeah.
And so many times you'll hear an actor now say, "That's not a child, that's an actor." And I have completely the opposite. We had exactly the opposite philosophy because it was more important that they remain children. And I'm happy that all of them are pretty successful.
But we
Yeah,
had
they're all
a
doing well.
lot of parental guidance around us, from
And
Florence and
Florence.
Ann and our own
Yeah, and I'm
moms,
supposed-
and our wonderful welfare worker, Frances Whitfield. So.
Chris, Mike, Susan, Lloyd, thank you very much, and for the questions as well. And we wish you all the very best going forward. And you can read a chapter of the book, Brady, Brady, Brady. It's
Yes,
going to be a
ma'am.
big hit at our website at abcnews.com/GMA. You hear that little cooing in the back? That's why we're trying to keep it down a little bit. Jack Hanna and his furry friends are going to be with us next. You can't cry.
Yeah.
Be quiet.
In case